Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, boys and girls, children of all ages. Please listen responsibly and be of legal age in whatever territory or state you currently reside in. Not that I have a lawyer or legal team, but it's just common sense that if this is not appropriate for you, don't listen. I don't want to get in trouble. Technical issues. Don't you love them? I started this, I was about 4 minutes in, and I noticed that I didn't have any little line thingy saying, hey, you're making noise and I'm recording it for you. So let's start this over again. This is going to be episode 21, Venti plus one, if you will. I don't know what another word for 21 is. I'm sure I'll think of it and I'll put it in the show notes, as I always do. Show notes. It's a funny thing. I belong to several podcast groups on Facebook, like Podcast Movement and Podcast for Beginners and Podcast for Dummies. And hey, do you want to do a podcast? Here's some advice. Those kind of groups. And it seems that show notes fall into one of several categories. There are different camps and different schools of thought. One is absolutely put all sorts of resource links in it. Do only resource links and don't put anything else in the notes. One is do resource links plus a full transcript of your podcast, which I think is crazy because I guess you could have someone read it, but I think that's more for if you have a website or someplace that you can put a transcript, and that's great for things like SEO and people finding your cast and everything. That's great. There's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think there are different methods and different ways of doing things for different people. Not everything is going to work exactly right for you. Some things will work great for you. Some things you'll think at the end of it, why did I bother going through all these extra steps? I'm sorry, I have a new camera, so I'm not quite sure where to look now. I'm still getting used to this video thing. I need to put the camera up there somewhere. Over my shoulder here, on this side, is a new ring light. It's on a tripod. It will hold that black part in the middle there, right there. That'll hold an iPhone or a Samsung. It expands to a pretty good size, so unless you have like a Note, Galaxy Note 8 or something, I think any standard size phone will fit. And eventually I plan on putting my phone in there so I can record like behind the scenes kind of thing of what's going on. I don't know why. People seem to like the multiple camera angle thing, so I'll have to figure out how to edit that because I haven't done it yet. I've also got a new Logicam camera. It was under $40. It's the C615. It's got autofocus. It swivels nicely. It's on a little pivot thing. It seems to be working fine so far. It's a little dark. I still have to figure out how to adjust this without blinding people. And I have a new monitor set. I finally set up my monitor on an arm, so that's nice. Eventually I'll have a monitor on the other side, and I'll be able to do things over here and over here at the same time, like I'm a professional or something. So that's what's going on. I'm writing a book. I think I mentioned that in my last episode or a couple episodes ago. I'll get into that a little more in a few minutes. My main focus has been affiliate marketing through a company called Legendary Marketer. I took the 15-day course, and it's not like super comprehensive. It's got a lot of great information in it. If you're thinking about becoming an affiliate marketer, I definitely recommend it. I will put my link in there. Not that I'm really one that like pushes links and things all the time, but why not? If it'll help someone out, then absolutely, I will do that. But it covers things like ideas and niches or niches to follow and how to get traffic and how to advertise. And because when it comes down to it, you can be an affiliate or an affiliate marketer. The difference is an affiliate, like I explained previously, I think somewhere a few episodes ago, you can either just be an affiliate where you go to a website and say, hey, I'd like your stuff, I'd like to sell it and make money. They give you a link, you pop it into emails, you pop it into social media posts, and okay, maybe somebody will click on the link, maybe they won't. But the marketing side comes into where it's done with a purpose and it's done with certainty, and you're making an effort to sell whatever product it is that you're pushing. you can sell pretty much anything. The big push now is digital products, and that could be anything from like no, not really notebooks, but like digital planners and private label rights, ebooks and manuscripts and manuals and all these things, or digital classes on how to be a better YouTube marketer or YouTube content maker or whatever. If there's a product, there's probably a virtual product of it or a digital product of it. You know, some things you can't make digital, like people that are pushing things like, and pushing sounds wrong, but people that are advertising for weight loss pills and concentration pills, which I probably could use a few. You know, the ginkgo bilobas of the world and whatnot. So yeah, you can be an affiliate, or you can be an affiliate marketer. I'm pushing toward affiliate marketer because I'm getting to the point where I can't hold a 9-to-5 job anymore. My body just says, no, sorry, you can't stand for 8 hours. You can't work in a place like Harbor Freight, a job I miss and I loved very much. I love the people I worked with. I love that there was different things to do every day. I love meeting new people every day and helping people. And at some point, God just said, sorry, buddy, I got to put you on the bench. You can't do this job anymore. So I'm scrambling to find something else. And if I can find something in the digital marketing field, then absolutely I'm going to do it. And you will see people that, will promise $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month. I'm not here to promise any of that to you. I think if you find a product that works, excuse me, drinking my green tea. If you find a product that works and you're passionate about it and you work at it, and when you get established, it's like a couple hours a day to do this, to send out your links and engage with people on TikTok and Instagram and wherever. And I think that's one of the keys. You have to deal with people every day. You have to mingle with them every day. You have to interact with them every single day, or they're going to forget you. Or the obverse side of that is they're going to have no idea who you are. You're just another schmuck pushing a product at them, and they get tired and they click the X and they go away, and you leave a bad impression on them. And I don't ever want to do that. If you listen to my show for a while, I'm very transparent, especially about things like, I will say, and this makes my friend Stacy laugh every time, I know, I promised to be back in a week, and I wasn't. So a week, as long as I'm within 7 days to 8 days of my last podcast, I think I'm doing great. And like many of you out there, I suffer from what a term I coined called podcrastination, where it's like, I know I got to do it, but you just keep putting it off. I don't have any content. I don't have any ideas. What am I going to talk about for 15 or 20 or 30 minutes? What's going to keep them engaged? And honestly, I don't know. It's still a formula that I'm working on. It's still something that I'm striving for. I appreciate each and every one of my 10 or 11 listeners every week. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you're all here. And you, the new guy, number 12, thank you. Drinks and snacks from the back. Grab a swag bag on your way out. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Hope you come back. I hope there's something that you get out of this. So, yeah, affiliate marketing. It's something I'm doing. Check it out for yourself. Definitely never, ever, ever take anybody's word for these things online, because almost everybody has an agenda. And to quote one of my favorite movies, White Christmas, to paraphrase, Bing is talking to another character in the movie, says, everybody's got a little bit of larceny lurking inside of them, which means if they can find an angle to exploit, or they can find a friendship or a relationship or a connection to exploit, chances are the average person is going to do that. And I try not to exploit anything. I'm here. I'm open. I'm open to any questions you may have. And you can find me anywhere. Eventually I will have an email list so you can see what's going on, what's coming up, what you may have missed, things like that. And I may put some things in there. If you're interested, great. If not, just click the X and keep scrolling. No need to send me hate mail. I understand. I don't like being marketed to or pitched to either. And I'm not here to do that. I'm just here as a guy with a mic and now a camera. And this is what I'm doing. And this is where I'm at. So, obviously, if you like it, you'll keep coming back. And if you don't like it, there's really not a whole lot I can do to change your mind. I will keep changing and fine-tuning and working on this And I appreciate that you're here every week or every time I put out an episode. I look at the downloads and the listens, and there's a few every week, and I appreciate that. That means that either you owe me money, you're just trying to be nice and listen to my show, or you like what I'm saying. You get me and you dig me, and I think that's great. You feel me? I know that's horrible. I'm sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't do that. One of the things I talked about was I'm writing a book. It's kind of historical fiction. Part of it takes place now. Part of it takes place in like the late 1880s. So it's after the Civil War. So the Wild West is still kind of a thing. The cattle drives and the cowboys and all that machismo stuff, and cattle and stagecoaches and mayhem and whatnot, and some of it's more in the modern era. It's a book that I've been working on in my head for like 30 years now, and finally, with encouragement from some friends that said, just do it. I thought, all right, I'll just do it. So I've been writing. I am currently at about 6,715 words. I didn't know I knew that many words. I didn't know I could speak that many words. I don't know what the ultimate count will be. I'm thinking most novels or books are, I've read that they're around 15,000 words. So if I can do that and put it into some kind of coherent chapter form that's legible and understandable and people want to read it, great. That's what I'm going for. Eventually I do need to have people start editing and reviewing and all those things that go along with writing. So I'm not quite ready to expose sorry, that's not the right word. I'm not ready to share my baby with the world yet. I'm not quite confident that what I've written is any good. Although I guess I should have them check it out to make sure it is good before I pump out 10,000 words that make no sense to anybody. So I've been writing that. I've been doing research as I go because obviously I didn't live in the 1800s. Although I have been accused of being old, I'm not quite that old. So that's where I'm at with that. It's great. I saw a quote on Facebook. Let me get it here for you. It says, and it's from somebody whose name is The Inebriated Novelist. I love that name. I don't write my characters. I just watch them do stupid blank and write up the incident report. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. It sounds weird because I am the author. And I would say this is very much akin to when I make some kind of artwork, whether it's a needle felted thing or a cloth doll or whatever I've made. I start out with a solid idea in my head of what I want to do and where I want to end up and all those things, and eventually it takes on a life of its own and creates itself. I've done that many times where I've started making a project knowing this is what it's going to look like when I'm done, and when I get done it looks, in some cases, very much not like anything I had in mind at all, but it's got its own character and it's got its own feel and its own vibe, and that's exactly what's going on with the characters. It's hard writing. I think probably the hardest part of writing a book is writing dialogue. It's hard to talk back and forth to yourself, basically, and say, okay, this character says this character says that, and this other character may say something totally different. And as I said, it's weird because ultimately I'm the guy that's writing it, but there are times, and I tease my friend about this, sometimes even I don't know what I'm going to say. And I think it's even worse when you're writing dialogue because you're like, okay, this makes sense, and this person would say this, and this person would say that. But as you're developing the characters, it's hard to do that because you don't know who they are yet. Sure, you have an idea in your head, like, okay, this guy's going to be a banker, or this one's going to be a showgirl, or this one's going to be a doctor, or whatever. So you have to write from the vantage point of, okay, of those roles or those jobs or whatever, the things they do in life. But you also have to make it coherent. You have to make it make sense. It has to be logical. Like, okay, all right, we've established that this guy is this way and this guy is super uptight and he would never say things like this unless you want to throw in a twist or shake things up. So it's hard to do. I don't recommend writing for the faint of heart or the weak spirited or whatever, because it's a challenge and it takes a lot out of you to write word after word, sentence after sentence, to make something that looks like a book when you're done. Ultimately, that's the idea, and that's the goal, is to have it be a book. Will it be a bestseller? I have no idea. I certainly hope so, and that's what I'm striving for. And wouldn't that be great? First book out of the gate, bestseller on the Amazon bestseller list, or the New York Times bestseller list, or the Wapakoneta News bestseller list, just as an example. I think it'd be great to say that, yes, I'm an author. Technically, I am an author now. If you write any kind of short stories or anything, you're an author. You're not published yet. And I may wind up publishing it on Amazon. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely not. I can publish it for basically free on Amazon. And as the books are printed, Amazon will charge me a fee. Or they'll take a cut of whatever the book sells for, minus their handling and their printing fees. And if I charge $20 for the book, I may see $7 or $8 or $9 or $10 or whatever it works out to be. And if it does well, then I can go to someone else and say, okay, this did well on Amazon. I would like to publish it here. I don't know how it all works. It's a lot different than when I took reading writing classes in high school, where it was easier to get your manuscript to just about any publisher. Now I think it's probably a little bit harder. Or maybe it's easier because of technology and the internet and things. So I'm not sure. But if you want, I would very much like to share this journey with you. If you want to come along, I will definitely keep you up to date on how things are going. And when I do get my baby out into the world, and I will try to keep in mind that they're not attacking me. They're attacking my hack writing skills. No, I've been told I'm very good at writing, so I hope some of that shines through. And I hope it's a book that people want to read and pass on and leave on a bus or a park bench for someone else to read. That would be fine with me, as long as it gets out there and people know who I am. Like I said in the last episode, people just want to feel seen and they want to feel recognized. And excuse me, I think this would be a great way to do that. So if you feel the urge to write, and if you have a Google account, Google Docs is a great place to go. It saves it for you. It does the word counts for you. It's free. You don't have to pay for it, which I think is great. And there's a lot of great programs out there. And I haven't used them, and I'm not knocking any of them. If you want to use any of the ones, you can search in Google for like programs to write with, and you can get apps for your phone and apps for your iPad or tablet if you have one. It's hard to write on the tablet. Sometimes I'll do it, but it's perched on a folding table, and it's not ideal, and I get distracted too easily. Well, I get distracted too easily when I write on the computer too. It's very easy to think about, okay, well, I'm going to go do this now, or I have an idea. Let me go do this now, or whatever. So if you feel the urge to write. If it never sees the light of day, so what? Who cares? You did it. It's yours, and no one can ever take that away from you. You've arrived. You did the thing that was hard. There was a book that I wanted to get several years ago. It was called Eat the Frog. And basically what it boils down to is whatever the hardest tasks that you have to do in your day, do them first. Get them out of the way. If it's something you feel like, I really am not comfortable doing the video talks, but it's something that I just powered through thanks to my friend Jen. If you see her on Twitter or wherever, she's the Pixie Post. She's the one that said, basically she said, shut up and do it. You'll be fine. You won't die. And here I am, still kicking. So I guess it works, right? Eventually I'll get better about where I'm supposed to look. Maybe I need cameras everywhere or something. I don't know. Or maybe I just need the camera behind me. That might help. As always, thanks for listening. This has been just my 2 cents worth. Your mileage may vary. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I'm glad you're here. I hope you got something out of it. God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.